We made it. We are on day 5 of Take Your Time Back week. And I am really excited to bring these 2 topics to you today. So yesterday we have a little bit of technical difficulty. So today we're doing day 4 and day 5 together. So day 4 is all about your client payments. So for those of you guys who are still trying to figure out how to charge them, what software to use and all of that stuff, today we're going to talk about that. So here's the thing, right? When we are sending invoices, which is what typically we think we need to do in order to get the payments done, when we're sending invoices, there are so many things that are happening here. One is we need to remember to actually send the invoice. So we need to remember to send it. We need to send it on the right day. We need to take time out of our day to go and find the invoice and put in the information and make sure we send it off and all that stuff. And then once we actually send it, then it needs to get paid. So we need to wait until the client sees it. We need to follow up. Hey, did you get the invoice? We can't really see if they got it or not, right? So there are all these pieces to sending invoices that takes up so much time. So instead of having to go through sending invoices and following up and talking about money with your clients every single month. And, maybe it's uncomfortable for you to do that. You feel badly, like whatever those feelings are around talking to your clients about money every month. We're going to totally ditch that. Instead, you guys know that I always talk about using a pay for what you get revenue model, which means that people are paying on a monthly basis for your programs. Now, the reason why we do that in your programs is another story. It's because we want to create that reoccurring revenue that is coming in every single month without starting each month from scratch, right? And so the best way to make sure that this actually happens is to create an automated system so that those payments come out like clockwork. So the software that we use is actually called FEA Create, Female Entrepreneur Association Create. It is a really amazing software. We do everything in there. We have no more integrations. We have no more, bringing together different softwares to make things work and all that stuff. Forget it. This software allows us to set up those payments. People can check out with ease. They can get automated emails. They can get automatic access into their membership site, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. They are able to follow up. They can send you messages in there. You can track everything that's happening with an individual person inside of this program because it acts like a CRM. Okay. You can send your emails from there. You can create your website in there. You can create your call booking links in there, everything. So we like to use this software because when we actually onboard somebody into the Time Freedom Club, for example, they can go to a certain page, website, designed page. They can click on the button that says checkout. They go and they check out. They use a reoccurring payment system so they know at X amount is coming out every single month on the same day using their credit card. They can go and do that. And as soon as that happens, they actually get an email that says, welcome to the Time Freedom Club. Right? It gives them their next steps and it also gives them automatic access into their membership area. That's where we keep all of their content, right? So everything they're going to need to be able to be successful inside of the program, they're going to have immediate access. Okay. So we love to create these reoccurring payments so that you guys can start to predict your revenue months in advance, right? You start to know, of course, there's going to be some bad debt. There are going to be some days when things don't come through, but the program is set up where if someone's payment doesn't come through, it'll retry. So you can set that all up. And we actually connect our FEA Create with Stripe, and you can set up these settings for how often you want to try again, how many times you want it to try again, how many days in between, and all of that stuff. So if you have a payment that doesn't come through, the system will automatically try, let's say 3 days later, and 3 days later, and 3 days later until the payment comes through. Okay? So this does all of that stuff automatically. You don't have to track. You don't have to worry about it if it came in or not. You don't have to follow up with the client. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Unless, of course, the payment doesn't come for a certain amount of time, then you probably want to message them just to make sure they even know that it didn't come through, right? Then you might need to message them. But other than that, it's just going to retry for you. Okay, so this is a really, really amazing way to save time and also to save those conversations and having to follow up and having to ask for the money every month. We don't need to do that. We're gonna get rid of all of that stuff. You're gonna use FEA Create. It's gonna create those automatic payments for you, okay? Then, the next thing is actually your membership site. So when you guys are creating a group coaching program, of course, you're gonna have some content, some resources that your people are going to be using. So typically we're setting that membership site up into 3 to 5 pillars, 1 to 3 lessons in each one. And then as you grow, you can of course add. But the thing is here is that you wanna create your membership site in a way where you can save time, where things that they need or that they need to do are all explained inside the vault. So the first step is when they do that checkout system with their reoccurring payments, like I said, they're gonna get an email that's gonna give them automatic access, okay? When you use FEA Create, it's all integrated. So they're gonna get automatic access, login, and all that stuff into the membership site. So that's the first step taken care of. Then, when you guys create your actual membership site, in your welcome section, you want to make sure before you get into all of your resources and your pillars and all that stuff, you want to create a welcome section. And in there, you're going to tell them, maybe you have different lessons. One's going to tell them how things work, right? How does it work inside the program? How do they get the most out of it? What should they be doing? How should they be showing up, right? All of that stuff. Then inside, you also want to have some lessons, sorted out by a lesson, so it's really easy to find, that has any call booking links. So if they need to book an initial strategy call, if they need to go to book their back pocket calls, you're gonna put those in there. So you might have a lesson that is all their call booking links. So the links are there. And then anytime someone asks you to book a call, you just direct them back to the membership site. So you're not spending time trying to find links and send it to them and get them in a DM and all that stuff, right? So your membership site welcome section is going to have we call it how we roll, how the program works, what they need to do, how to get, the most out of it. It's going to have a lesson that's going to have the links to all of your calls that they need to book. It should also have a section or a lesson that has a link to your Facebook group if you're going to use a Facebook group. So again, really easy to find. Here's the link, here's the lesson. You want to have that. And then just any other details about making sure they get the most out of the program. So everything that you need to get to them should already be there. So then when people ask you for things, you can just direct them back, pop into the membership site in the welcome section, all the links to book your calls are there. The links to the call calendar is there. So we use a Google Calendar for all of our calls so that everyone can just have access to the calendar and they know exactly when the times are, which days, which calls and all that stuff. So if you have a call calendar, you have a link to that. So everything is already there. So there's no reason for me to always be going back and finding the call calendar link and sending it again and making sure I get it to the right person and all that stuff. You also want to include your Zoom links, right? So when you have the call calendar, the one of the call that you run for your group, you want to make sure that the links for the actual call are in the calendar. And then you can also leave it out separately inside of one of the lessons as well. So you just want to make it really, really easy for people to find things. If they get lost, if they forget, if they, maybe they put the link on a note on their desktop, but they can't find it. They always know they can go back to the membership site and they can quickly grab it because you have lessons that show them really easily where to book their calls, where to get the call calendar, where to join the Facebook group, and anything else that they need to know, okay? So these things are not crazy fancy automations and funnels and all that stuff, but they are fundamental to you guys running a really successful business and making sure that you aren't spending time doing all the little things, right? I know I did a whole bunch of little things this morning that had to be done. They're not this stuff, they're other little things, but getting links and finding links and putting them in the right place and opening the email and editing the emails and all that stuff, right? It takes time. And so what we want to do is we want to eliminate it taking time for the things that are going to happen on a regular basis, right? You're always going to have new clients joining you, hopefully, right? You're always going to have reoccurring payments happening. So we don't want to have to worry about when you get a new client, oh, I'm going to have to send them this and this and that, right? I have to find all the links. I have to put them together in an email. Forget it. You're going to send them an email that's going to be automated. That's going to give them all of those next steps, where to find things, what the links are, all of that. It's going to be done, right? And honestly, having this stuff sorted out and set up is going to save you like 5 to 10 hours a week or more, right? So no more of all this scrambling. We want to make sure that you guys are using your time to actually focus on the things that matter, AKA building relationships, connecting with people, hosting your events, getting in the DMs. This is the stuff that drives revenue. So I want you guys to really be able to focus on that and not on doing all this admin stuff and on getting stuck in tech and going down the rabbit hole and trying to become a designer or copywriter or whatever. We don't need to do any of that stuff. What I need you guys to do is have these basic systems set up, your call booking links, your main offer page, your client payments, your member vault. You need to have these basic things set up because they're going to be happening all the time. We're going to try to take that time off of your plate so that you can either spend it doing whatever you want in your personal life, or you can spend it doing the business things that you actually need to be doing to drive your revenue, which is all of your sales and marketing and activity. Okay, so that's the big thing. I want you guys to get out of the admin, out of the tech, out of this day-to-day, sending a link here and there and all that stuff. It's done. That is a wrap on that, okay? So the software, again, is called FEA Create. I'm going to be sending it out to you guys next week, all week long, so you guys can jump in. When you join FEA Create, you will actually get a 14-day free trial. So you'll be able to test it out, check it out, see what to do and all that good stuff. If you need support with it, you just let me know. I have an amazing VA who's able to help you guys. So there's that. So again, I don't want you getting stuck. And we're actually doing a live training at the end of the month, January 30th, I believe, so that you guys can set up these things that we talked about this week. So we'll show you how to set up your call booking calendars. We'll show you how to do your automated emails. We'll show you how to create those automated emails, like the actual automation itself. We'll provide you with some templates that you can actually use. We'll be able to give you the setup for your membership site, right? So we want to spend that day with you, which you'll get as a bonus when you use our link to sign up for FEA Create. When you use that link, you're going to get this bonus joining us on January the 30th, and we are going to walk you through exactly what you need to do to set up all the things that we talked about this week, okay? And if you need help, like I said, Mel, who is my amazing VA, is there to help you. That is obviously a separate investment, but if you need the help to get this stuff set up and off of your plate, we got you. Okay, so that is it, you guys. I hope that you've watched every video this week. They are so, so important to you guys getting out of the weeds, out of the manual stuff, and into flow and ease and all that good feeling so that you can spend more time doing the things you actually need to be doing, which is getting into those DMs, hosting your events, getting more clients. So that's it. Happy Friday. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. You guys are going to start to see those emails. If you are on my email list, you're going to start to see those emails coming out with FEA Create so that you guys can join there too. Grab your 14-day trial. I'm going to leave the link below in this video as well. And I think that's everything. Looking forward to having you guys inside the software and also in the workshop on January the 30th. And if you guys, of course, have any questions, drop them below. Make sure you tag me or send me a DM and let's talk about it. If you have questions about the software, about anything that I talked about this week, we can jump into that, okay? So have an amazing weekend and I'll see you guys back next week.